Mr. Rias slash K9Kuro, however you want to call him, is getting into the fray and is actually making statements about what is happening with the Hololive and how people are responding to it, as well as many other pieces of news in regards to everything that's happening lately on this VTuber news segment. Alright, Kuro has made an announcement or whatever on his Twitter, on his alt. So there's Mysta, then there's Kuro, then there's Kuro's alt. The people already know all of them. They already know everything about all of them. So let's take a look at what he says. He says, I think the most frustrating thing for me is how much S I've gotten in over the years, but when I look at all these little randoms who advocate for someone they believe is right, they're 9,000 times more dedicated, toxic, and arrogant to ever change their opinions. Just makes me think, what's the point of even trying to apologize or try to be a better person? People realize the only way they get traction is to drama farm and bandwagon whatever opinion is popular at the time, and switch whenever the general consensus is changed. Like, look at yourself. Look at your Twitter profile. Honestly, so embarrassing. There's a difference between having an opinion and pushing your delusions to become real by manipulating anything you can to fit your narrative and neglect other things that you won't support from other parties. Ain't no way, bruh. So here's the thing. I see his point. Some people are pretty delusional in like their fandom for one side or the other. There's some people who are pretty crazy when it comes to either pro Nijisanji or anti Nijisanji. I try to stay in the middle, and I get S from both sides. Let's just say that much. I do get, hit on by both sides, because of the fact that I am what they call a fence sitter. And that's the issue. That's the issue of being the way that I am. Both sides tend to knock me. You know, they tend to do that. But like what he's saying right here is that people are bandwagoning one side. I think this is about the issue of, I think it was Ramadan that he had an issue with that he didn't know about or something like that. And he got S on for that as K9Kuro. And of course, that is going to be very divisive. And when you're very divisive like that, you're going to get a lot of stuff. Here's the thing. I understand the frustration that he has. I absolutely understand the frustration he has. Here's what's gonna happen though. He's a public figure. He's a big public figure. So he's going to get S on a lot. That is no reason for him to not want to get better. That is no reason for him to not want to improve himself and improve whatever failures he has. Just like I have failures and I'm a public figure now. So I try to improve myself as well. But of course, he also has the right to be frustrated. He has the right to have that frustration and take that frustrations out. Like just let it out. Let it be said. Let it be done. But yeah, I don't think that not wanting to get better is a good reaction to this. Being frustrated is a good reaction. Also, it may not be the best to try to troll them back unless you are ready for all of the S you get. And right here, from what he's showing, he is getting frustrated with all of the S he's getting, but he's kind of poking the hornet's nest a little bit, which is counterproductive when you're trying to not get more trolls on you. By doing this, he's going to get more trolls on him. And that is his decision that he can make because he's an adult. So he can make that decision himself. So he's right here, he's laughing at the person. He's pointing and laughing. So, and he's saying it's embarrassing. So he's going to get more vitriol. If he wanted to not get more vitriol, he made the wrong choice here. But he's going to get it and he's probably prepared for it. And if he is, good for him. But I tend not to want to poke the hornet's nest. What do you mean by this? Vague posting is not going to help. Again, don't attack anyone. Criticize the company, but do not target anyone. You really need some PR training. It reminds me of that old drama where MC YouTubers gathered during the pandemic and one guy was talking about how people were overreacting, but conveyed his words so badly that he got out-ratioed. Just stop being vague or don't talk about it. You hating drama farms while saying the most vague S will cause drama farms. Exactly what I was saying. It's not helping. If he doesn't want drama farmed, he just did the wrong thing, really. I don't think he's wrong in terms of how certain people go about things. He's not wrong, not in my opinion. But vague posting will definitely get exacerbating the issue he is trying to discourage. We have seen that directly calling people out can also lead to a lot of drama. So it's a tough call on how to actually address this. I'm not sure how Bishojo functions in terms of managers and PR, but I would hope he has one who can advise him on the kind of stuff in the future, unless it's a manager like one of the Nijis, in which case it's better new manager. Yeah, basically he did not do the best post here. Seeing his post as an alt, he has PR training. Unfortunately, some people just can't be separated from social media, and the concept of freedom of speech isn't all that good. It's a shame, really, that it shows that that's all their identity. To them, their thoughts on social media are more important than other things such as your colleague, company, your future goals, and the like. So yeah, I don't think he was a good make. Like, this is another person that says he had the right to his own opinion, but now both sides can and will interpret this as they are in the right, thus creating more drama and backlash. I get his frustrations, but sometimes people need to think about the consequences of their words. He won't change. Remember, he moved to ID, then make a joke about Ramadan. I don't know how people see ID. You may joke about Christian, Hindu, etc. in ID, but never mock Islam. A lot of people take that very seriously. It's best not to mock any religion. They really take religion very seriously. That's one of the things that I always say. Religion and politics are the two things I do not want to speak about, because people take those two things. They can become very, very, very extreme on those things. Not holding a grudge against his Ramadan joke, just not in on myself. I just said it's dangerous to joke about that. It definitely is, because ID hosts a lot of those people, the extremists. The extremists on each side can be very horrible. A lot of people sent to jail because they complain or joke about something, and then, they get sent to jail. So that was a bad move on his part. Rima and the answer he made to her, I will admit I never was a Kuro watcher, so I always ask, why is he like this? He does realize he does have some he shouldn't have commented, right? Kind of lost a bit of that escapee respect that gives Twitter. Yeah, if he's getting into drama, it's going to draw a lot of people away. It really is going to draw a lot of people away, and it's not necessarily the best move he could have made. He could have just decided not to speak on anything, and it would have ended up better. Continuing with the Kuro stuff, this time he did it with his actual account. Here we have this, where, Rima said they completely removed Mysta's voice from the concert. They didn't. They already had them recorded and okayed. People would be mad if they removed them. I loved it in regards to technical mishaps. What mishaps? Besides Billy and complicated copyright, it's probably getting worked on and probably not even Nijisanji's fault. The stream ran in 1080p, no problem. Ran in 1080p. Kuro, not suggesting it was a mistake. He's just being teased like he always when it comes to his past. What kind of weed did they put in your copium tank, bro? Coming from Mr. Kuro himself, how is this copium, sir? I don't know what point this original poster is trying to make, but it's so cringe to see me and others taken out of context to spin their own narrative to hate other entities and people. Like the VTuber community completely cooked in the brain or what? Bro, I'm such a bad mood right now. Drama farmers are actually cancer. I guess this is someone else putting things out there. It's like he's under stress, it seems like. He might be under stress. This is what I'm thinking of. And sometimes it's best not to respond. But then again, some people are like, I need to respond with what I'm saying because I need my voice to be heard, and I understand that side too. I get what Kuro's trying to say, since he did ask to not have his words spun into hate on Niji, but Rima has a point because we all know why they didn't remove his voice, never mind how everyone else turned out. Because of how hard they had to scrub Doki's voice from the performance. They really should have aired this a year ago, when they would have gotten away with the scuff. Oh, and before things hit the fan with Selen, too, yeah. On top of scrubbing Selen from the concert, they featured ex-livers and had copyright perm issues. The irony of it's pretty obvious. Kuro should have stayed out of it. Definitely should have stayed out of it. Because he's, responding to Rima, saying, they're drama farmers. I'm guessing this might be one of his alts. Saying there's drama farming and, they're not good and it's copium and all that kind of... It's like, yeah. Rima's gonna put out what she's gonna put out because we all do. I have respect for Rima, so I don't think she did anything wrong. She just responded to what was going on. There's nothing wrong in that. Of course, the original poster can see something wrong with that, and that is their right. But I'm not going to ever advocate for people to not have their opinions said. That it may seem counterintuitive to what I've said before. You can say what you want to say. You can say what you want to say on the internet and on Twitter and on everything. Other people are going to respond to it. Of course, you shouldn't get offended when people respond to your stuff. That's what I'm saying about Kuro. You shouldn't get offended when people respond to your stuff. It's just the way things are. It's just the way the internet works. You are a public figure. People are going to respond to you. You were a big public figure as Mysta. People are going to respond to you. So just chill. Just relax. And probably the best thing is to maybe stay away from social media a lot if it's giving you a lot of stress. I know there are a lot of people who've done that, who've taken breaks from social media. I think Kiara did that for like 3 months. Or 3 weeks or something like that. I know Mume did that for a bit. I know other people from Hololive and big organizations have done that for a bit as well. And DF will be very happy to see Kuro's tweet. Also, is it fine for me to say that Kuro's kind of 39 IQ? Rima said, nah, they didn't completely remove Mrs. voice from the concert? Question mark. Then at the end, Kuro says, I don't know what point this original poster is trying to make. And then added, so cringe to see me and others taken out of context, and spin their own narrative or hate or other entities or people. My interpretation of the original poster's point was Selen video got privated by management because there's cameo of Mysta. And then they take Mysta voice in the AR Live concert without deleting it, all of it, like WTF. Of course, that is a legit way to thinking. That's also a legit way of thinking. I know people like Rima, like Nosagi, like Parrot, they don't, from what I've seen, they don't seem to care when people have a differing opinion of them, or they you know, say, oh my god, this is cringe, whatever. They don't care because they understand that there's going to be responses to their stuff, and they are thicker skinned enough to not have that become a problem for them. This person saying, Kuro should have ignored it. I don't know why he tweeted and Rima didn't even post something bad. Kuro cannot help himself. Even back in his PL, dude was always trigger happy. Could have easily just did the first tweet and call it a day, but sheer fact he engaged with some of the stuff after the fact is real bad look on him. It's looking like he is letting like a hothead side of him come out. Confusion rises, really don't understand what Kuro did here. He's lurking on haters and other nobodies because why the F did he respond to a random on Twitter? Seems like at least the ex-Niji lurks randomly on Twitter because I remembered when Matara answered to a random making nepotism on a DN post. And Deerskin, and now Kuro on this. This sounds like a joke or criticism. Maybe honestly they have all been living rent-free in their head. Yeah, this is just, it's not a good look. Far be it from me to give Kuro advice. Far be it from me to give, you know, someone who is 100 times bigger than me any advice. But still, it just is not a good look. It's not a good PR look, especially when you're as big as you are. It's not a good PR look. You know, I'm not the best example on PR either, but I've been learning a lot. And that is definitely not a PR look that you want. So we're going to go with a little bit of Nijisanji copium here. Here is the AR Live, which is a huge success. Kuro's very rare live stream slightly outperformed the AR Live, which means Holo is not as strong as before. Usually she had more than twice the others. It's over for the Hololive monopoly. Nijisanji is showing they can fight back. This person really mistook the whole thing. Basically, they took her not getting like 60k views or whatever as something bad. From what I've seen, Kuro usually does stream around maybe 30 to 35, sometimes maybe 40k consistent viewers. But she's been gone for a bit. Some people are not going to be expecting her to be streaming. The people who are, maybe a bad time, that type of thing. But she still got beat. I mean, she still beat them. She still beat an AR Live that has many, many people on there. Many big talents on there, like Vox and some of the Luxian boys. And still, they didn't beat her. That is what most people are saying. Something that was planned years ago, of course, and was promoted up the wazoo for about a month, didn't beat Kuro, who just came back and decided, hey, I'm going to stream today. And that was it. I think she only put her tweet out like a day before it was going to happen, or the night that it was going to happen. So it was on short notice that people even knew that she was going to be doing this, and she still beat them. That's what people are saying now. That's what they mean. Sorry, but the random N-word drop just caught me off guard and sending me, for legal reasons, I must specify that I am, you know. Oh, the N-word is Nijisanji. Oh, I was like, what? There's an actual N-word there? Am I going to have to censor something? Welcome to 4chan. Also hilarious now. They have to accept coming close to Gura with a major concert in the branch. You know. This is just, yeah. They have to actually do a major concert to fight back. So 4chan way, everything is either F-word or N-word slur over there with a few exceptions. She barely streams and still outperforms you. You consider that a win? Next thing you know, they'll compare CCVs to indie and small corporal VTubers. I think that's the only way they can actually get a win out there, honestly. Even from all the way here, I can smell that high quality copium they huffed and puffed, and they hate her. Damn, wherever Magni is still sending this S, he's been refining that outright, making bank on it. Hololive is not as strong as before. Kuro slightly outperformed the AR Live. Usually had a lot more tries than others. All these things are delusional. It pretty much is delusional. They're trying to make an excuse to make themselves seem stronger. Even though they lost, they wanted to seem like they are on top. So the interview question is, how do you plan on competing with Kuro? Should really apply to the entire EN branch. First, they lost the fight, even though it's 15-1. And keep in mind, they got the buff of special event that makes people watch it even more. Now they said they can fight back, even though they already lost the fight. Yeah, that's the major copium that they're having here. And of course, there's almost always one thing in common: the way that the messages are written, almost exactly like how a blank person tries to defend the person who's hurting them. And when noticing this trend, something goes wrong, blame Hololive has been years-long policy in NDF. There's always a small portion of any fan base to engage in tribalism, Hololive included, but honestly, most Holofans don't give an F. There are so many stuff for them to catch up. Many who are S-ing on Niji were Niji fans, especially fans of former talents. I myself am a Holofan. I've followed and watched quite a few Niji. I am invested in this debacle because of the whole deeply felt left impression on me, and I want to see more things develop. Subjectively, I want better things for talents in the livers. That's what I want. That's why I'm doing this. I want better for the livers. Now, here's the thing that a lot of people are mentioning here. It went, cover corp is down to 1975, according to this. They dropped like 79 yen. They dropped 2,000 as predicted. I guess Holofest didn't do as well as they expected. Cool, hope it drops even 4, enough that Yago can't buy it all back to go private again. Also hope Yago tucks his tail and runs back to his cave. Yago's not going to do that. Now, if both of them drop under 500, AC will be effing delisted and won't have to worry about this S anymore. June can't come soon enough. So yeah, they're really trying to huff some copium here. They're trying to say, Holofest didn't do well. They're gonna have to, go back to the way that they were, that kind of stuff. It's copium at this point. 4chan hates every VTuber. Yeah, basically. 4chan is gathering sight of all sides. You can find it in a faction there, Nijisister antis, Niji haters. On a financial note, the Nikkei is coming off a historic high, so all stocks are going to slide a little while it resettles. No point in reading into either company's stocks right now. Yeah, because things are going to be going down as they're following the trend line of the market as a whole. Following is different when others are having a slip while you're on free fall. But yeah, like 4chan has its own things. I look at 4chan just to take a look at what people are saying, but usually like 4chan even itself will have weirdness going on in there. So, take this with a grain of salt. Here we go. I saw some posts showing concern for the livers, but let's not forget, look out for Doki too, because she still gets hated a lot. Language. As much as I enjoy Vivid Stage, the rage within me saying hi. Sorry, my hatred for Selen only grew seeing an hour and a half at least cut out from Pastel Stage because of her BS. All of this because she couldn't even wait for permission. Sorry to be a downer, but I'm just really angry at the girls. Flag this if you wish, if you need a vent. Literally tried to blank herself because of the dumb song she failed to follow protocol on. She had zero plans for graduating, but after seeing how her fans rallied behind her, decided to burn all bridges and capitalize on the drama. She could have exited quietly, but then had to go and threaten a corpo. She didn't threaten anybody. Of course, she was going to be terminated, corporal bootlicker or not. What she did made it abundantly clear that she never had friends or a career about the people she was leaving behind. What? Or care about the people she was leaving behind. Because as always with Selen, it's all about her. That's not true. It's not from what I'm seeing. Selen really did suck at everything. Guess she had nobody to carry her. That is extremely mean, but I guess that's going to be Nijisisters for you. Some of the comments would make COD lobby cry. Oh well, cope and seethe the fact that almost the entire EN branch can't even manage a stinky short CCV at peak points. Even though she presents a vibrant personality on stream, we don't know the amount of resentment she might be facing behind the scenes. She seems to have gotten tougher after leaving the company, and so seems to be able to take all the hate like a champ, but don't let that bring your guard down. Yeah, exactly. Hate can get to you after a certain point, and I understand that, like with Selen and everyone else, that hate can get to them at a certain point. When that happens, take a break. I'm pretty sure Selen, that's why she's taking break. I mean, Dokibird, that's why she's taking breaks. That's why she's, chilled from social media at some points. She knows now that sometimes it's just good to disconnect from those type of things. They're actually disgusting. Holy S. I wish I was exaggerating, but the amount of delusional and hateful people is just vomit-inducing. I can't believe these are Niji fans. We were once Niji fans, and now they attract these kind of people in their own community. And this is why, despite Doki telling us to stop dunking on people like this, we still dunk on them. Not for Doki, but for common human decency. I mean, yeah, I can see that point. Mel from Hololive got fired in January. Holofest cut out her part and added in Hachama last minute. Guess what? Holofest didn't look like S. Not an excuse for S production, but money skimping from Niji. Because, Nijisanji tried to edit out people when, people left, etc. And Holofest was like, all right, Mel's not here, but we still have a part that we need to fill. So let's get Hachama in here. Let's see if she's going to be willing to do it. All praise goes to Hachama because freaking doing things at last minute, and last minute is still like a month. Like a month can still be last minute. You still have to learn the dance. You have to learn the choreography, learn the song. If it's not a song that's yours, learn a song and go through all of that work to be in Holofest. So I put big props to Hachama for stepping up. Big props to Hololive for finding somebody to replace Mel. Mel can never really be replaced, but to take her place in that moment. That was a good move, not a bad move. And to continue the AR type stuff of comparisons, I love doing comparisons like I did in the last video. The AR stuff is still fresh, and people are still writing about it. So we'll talk about the 3D Hololive this last year, the screenshot in Potato Phone. Let's take a look. This is SOS from Ayame, and they had, live band in the back. This is AR. And look, they even made her have shadows. Like the shadows were set to the stage lighting, for like backstage lighting and the side lighting. They tried to give her the shadows. Someone did really well with the really good job with getting like the angles for the shadows correct, like calculating them. But look at that. Like I'm saying, you got strong lighting in the back, and yes, you have strong lighting on the sides, on the top, because you have some overhead lighting, and the front, it doesn't look like a weird glow. like that weird pinkish glow that you had in the last one. You have the strong stage lighting over there, but you can still very easily see, like, this is like a blue LED lighting. So if this was Nijisanji, that would make Ayame blue. For whatever reason, the way Nijisanji does it, it would make Ayame blue. But she's not blue. You can see still, you know, the stage lighting is being much stronger. The 3D is still pretty detailed. You have shadows, you have reflections. And here you have Chloe, the same thing. You have shadows, reflections, little bit of different coloring. You have, that's Chloe, yeah. This is Noelle as well, the busty Noelle. Same thing. You see the stage lighting takes more presence. You see the gradients here in her arms. I'm just talking about what I know. I'm not an art major. But it just looks more natural, looks more, you know, not that weird glow that you had just had in the previous AR Live. It's like, this is something for Christmas, I believe. Merry Holy Date, they were doing the song there. And here's even with darker lighting. You see that? Look at the shadows that they did perfect use of shadows. It's dark, so the front, so the most of them is going to be darkened, but you have side lighting, like lighting from the back a little bit. You have a little bit of the bluish glow on it, but it's not like a huge bluish glow. It's like more of a hue to it. Again, I'm not an art major. I may be making a lot of mistakes, but look at this. From the back lighting, you can tell the back is a little bit more illuminated than the front, but the front, you can still make out the definition of every single one of them. You can make out their faces, you know, and when it gets brighter, you have the front lighting. You look at all these, you have the shadows that mix in with each other. When they mix in, they get darker. You have all these little small things, like in the parts where they intersect. It's realistic in the fact that that shadow gets a little bit darker. It's what happens in the real world. It's like, it's crazy that someone actually takes all this effort because they're professionals. They're getting professional studios to do this. They're getting professional artists to do all this. They're getting professional, you know, stage designers. They're getting effects people, all of them doing it in a professional way. Even in very dark lighting, you see, of course, they have to be a little bit more pronounced. That can look unnatural to some people. But like, you see all of this, see all of these things. Even when you have a little bit of yellow glow, it's a little bit of yellow. It's not insane craziness like what was in the AR Live. This is just like, it's just so much better. Everyone I want to see is here. No copyright muted part, no bad lighting effect, no anomaly corrected penguin. No need to wait a year and actually looks good. And this is just comparison. Yes, your AR Live is the best performance in VTubing LMAO. I've been looking for this, thank you. Also, waifus are real because they have shadows. Some people are saying waifus are real because they have shadows. But yeah, that's what I wanted to show you guys. It's just the Hololive Christmas Live versus the Nijisanji Live. You can just tell the difference. As always, we like looking at the Nijisanji stocks. At one point in time on 415, it was 22.59, which was down 64, 2.76%. Honestly, keep praising their competition and show how lousy they did in their concert. Oh dear, their concert somehow didn't fix their stock issues. Who could have guessed? But seriously, with the S quality and the whole keeping graduated livers' voices, Mysta Pomo Nina in there, it blew up in their face in straight Nijisanji fashion. Meanwhile, any Kuro HQ, can I start my own stock to make money in Google? Refund limit Google, all that kind of stuff. Negligible indeed. The AR Live didn't impress the investors at all. In fact, they went, nope, nuh-uh, I'm out of here. Sell, 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 sell. Parrot-chan, sell, sell, sell. We're gathered here today to celebrate the size of this W. And of course, like I was saying before, I'll repeat what I was saying before, just in case no one heard me. Don't take this as like it's always going to drop. There's going to be ups and downs. That's the way stock market works. It's nice to see them drop because they're not doing good for their talents. But of course, like I said, if you tie yourself to their stock price, you're going to have a bad time when it goes up. I don't tie myself to the stock price. I just take a look at it. Because, for example, right now, the stock is at 23.12. It's still down 0.47%, but it's not down as much as it was at its lowest point of 22.58. So that's the thing. If you tie yourself to the 22.58, when it goes up again, or when it went up to almost above 2300, then you're going to have a bad time because it's going to affect the way that you're feeling. So you should never tie yourself directly to a stock, but we're going to take, I mean, I always like taking a look at this. This is something that I've started to like doing when it comes to comparisons of birthday merch. Here's a complete set. For Biju, you have a plushie, you have a shirt, which everyone does shirts, of course. You have a Sleepy Time tapestry. A tapestry is one thing you can hang on the wall. People used to call them wall scrolls. A tapestry is very, very, very nice. I have two. I have one of Mobile Suit Gundam, the 08 MS team, and I have one of Samurai X. I have those, and I think I also have one of Ah My Goddess, and other things like that. Smiling Biju mug, a voice pack, and a bonus postcard. It's not insane, the amount of stuff, but you have options. Over here, it's copy-pasted stuff. It's, you know, the charm or whatever you want to call it. You have the buttons, you have the acrylic, and you have the actual picture. Here you have birthday merch complete set limited edition postcard with a handwritten autograph and duplicated foil stamped message. So they even mention it is a duplicated foil stamped message. So the message is duplicated, originally written by the artist, of course, but duplicated. So they put it out there in order to make sure that they don't trick anybody. The handwritten autograph is actually handwritten. And the birthday merch complete set regular is postcard with duplicated foil stamp autograph and message. They even put there, it's duplicated foil stamped autograph and message. I'm not sure if Nijisanji put that on there. And you also get a special message from Biju. The canvas panel is 190 millimeters by 273, so it's a canvas. So I mean, that is okay, you know. A palm-sized squishy plushie. Basically, it's like a stress ball. You can have a little stress ball there with you. Acrylic photo frame with photo card. You have the Biju motif, which is basically like a branded motif thing in the front and back. The metallic charm. The smiling Biju mug has Koseki Biju all around it. They show you the full thing. Button types 2 badges, 75 and 56. You have the voice pack. And yeah, and then you have a dog that's just doing dog things. But yeah, they try to be a little bit more creative, it looks like, in Hololive. Of course, you're just going to have basic merch. You're not going to go crazy and, like, I don't know, do hand-drawn art for everybody because it's going to be way too much. But at the very least, when it comes to their, up here with the handwritten stuff, they say when it's handwritten, and they say when it's duplicated foil stamped, which is good, which is, you know, it takes away any false advertising claims, any of that kind of stuff. And people are responding. It says, I'd wager Bibu will at least have her signed thing, her actual signature. When they complain about homework, it's usually about signing merch. You know, that reminds me of school when we answer the wrong spellings, we have to keep writing for 100 times. Except maybe Mume, who, if I remember correctly, is taking college classes, might have to actually do homework. Biju's having her 9-hour birthday stream, which she did. I will admit that Luca's birthday illustration, which is made by this person, is quite nice. Too bad it's wasted on so little merch. Bibu, of course, is a Pebble plushie, t-shirt, and a cup, which are all nice to have more variety. That's the thing. I mean, yes, you may say it's simple merch, but it's more variety. The variety is what we're talking about, not the merch itself. On a bit of a lighter note, we have Pochi-sensei, who decides that they can't get out of bed unless you eat some crepes. Gotta eat crepes before you get out of bed. It's the perfect breakfast food, apparently, according to Pochi-sensei, which I'm surprised at. You know, it's better than that. I have tried crepes. Crepes are delicious. Crepes are amazing. Crepes are absolutely the best when you want something sweet. I think it's very delicious. You can make crepes in all these different ways. You can make it in like a cone, in a sense of like putting like jams in the middle and that type of stuff, like the way the Japanese do it. You can do it just like the old way, you know, all that kind of stuff. I want to be Pochi-sensei's maid. I too want to be Pochi-sensei's maid, except there are more contenders than I thought. So a butler? Pochi-sensei deserves to be hand-fed crepes in bed. It's a worthy sacrifice that I should throw myself in the fire for, of course. One of the most powerful dishes you have repertoire of cooking, especially if you want to impress people. High impressiveness effortless ratio. Increases the dirt cheap flour. The ingredients are dirt cheap. Flour, sugar, milk, butter, salt, egg. Yeah, it's just basically, and it's very, like, you can do a lot of things with it. I love it. I like crepes too. So, yeah. Pochi-sensei, you have my heart. That is all for right now. Of course, comment, like, and subscribe down below. Thank you for being here. Of course, I love having the conversations with you guys. I love having these things with you guys. And I do appreciate it whenever you guys do comment. Take a look at my description for my socials. There's a Discord, there's Twitter, there's other places that you can check me out, Twitch, etc. And also check on your screen right now, because there might be a video that you might enjoy. Thank you.